guys, welcome to Comfort Up. So the weather and the wind. Not so much the rain because you can have events, but the wind. You can hear that. Yeah. Brutal. So I'm assuming all the events are probably going to be canceled because literally all the tents are like flying all over the place. Like, look at the tents, guys. Like, the main stage is supposed to be right here, and all you see a bus, and oh my god, I'm getting the camera lens, which is not good. But I'm gonna go inside. Woo! Yes, I'm gonna go inside.
With Blood is my homage to Stephen King's Carrie. It's about a girl named Maggie who has been passing for white and has a very fanatical father, but a surprise rainstorm exposes her darkest secrets and leads to a viral moment that her classmates believe.
So, hey guys, the first session was interesting because it's a genre I don't read, horror. And so Tiffany Jackson is the only one I recognized. I didn't really recognize the other two. But it was interesting, and so far they're making the best of the situation. There's no sign-in, so that's another bust because, when you go to Book Festival, you want a book signed. I don't have any of her books that I didn't feel anyway, but if this was one of my authors. So now I'm going to see a cooking one. So I feel some kind of way because I really wanted a cookbook from this particular author that's here. I think her name is, let's see the author that I have on, Nicole Taylor. And like, so disappointed that because of the rain and the wind, the vendors that has the book are not out. So you can't get it. But nevertheless, I'm going to sit here and listen to the panel talk and enjoy the moment for what it is. This is definitely a different kind of booking festival and not the traditional, but I'm okay with that. So, yeah, there we go.
Our MC introduced the entire panel as chefs, and I almost cringed. I'm like, am I a chef? Yeah, no, it's a total funny thing because I'm often telling people that I'm not a chef. I think that my definition of a chef is someone who can run a kitchen and they can order stuff and they have a staff that they're taking care of. I consider myself a master home cook, and I've been getting that question a lot over the last year. Like, what do you mean by master home cook? And I feel like this book really explains what it means to be a master home cook. I am a person that 20 people, that's all I can do. I can only do 20 people. If I have to cook for more than 20 people, I'm totally getting nervous. But my kitchen is set up that any person, if you worked at Chez Denise or Egg or you are Matt, you can come in and I have everything from cheesecloth to the best pots, pans, and knives. And I've been cooking since I was about 13 years old. I'm born and raised in Athens, Georgia. Lived there for about 13 years before I moved to New York City in 2008. This is actually my third cookbook. My first cookbook is titled The Up-South Cookbook, and it's about my migration, my journey from the American South to the Northeast. And then the second cookbook that I wrote is The Last OG Cookbook, which was a fun book. How many people have watched Tracy Morgan's show, The Last OG. Okay, so there's a book that's inspired by the TBS series featuring Tracy Morgan. So I had the opportunity to write the book, and it was super fun. And my latest book, the first cookbook dedicated to Juneteenth, came out a month before Juneteenth this year, and it's been an honor to be able to shepherd this book.
And I just wanted to introduce the wonderful authors we have today. We have first E. Lockhart. She is the author of the #1 New York Times bestselling novel, We Were Liars. We also have Tachi Bhuiyan, who is the author of Counting Down with You and a New Yorker through and through. She recently graduated with a bachelor's degree in public relations and hopes to change the world one book at a time. And then we also have Ayanna Gray, who is the New York Times bestselling author of the young adult fantasy books, and she's a lover of all things monsters, mythos, and magic. Her most recent book is Beasts of Ruin. Originally from Atlanta, Georgia, she now lives in Little Rock, Arkansas, where she just flew in from this morning, which is great. Are there places where you're just like, this isn't for me, this is for readers?
Yeah, I think there's a huge amount of material, spaces, conversations on the internet about books that are not for authors, right? I don't think. And again, you can disagree with me, but I don't think we belong in review spaces. So when people are having book talk conversations about my books or other books, I don't think I should participate in them, even if it's about some book that is not my book, right? I shouldn't, as an author, get involved in a conversation that wasn't meant to include people who are professional authors. It's about readers and engagement with one another, reading communities. And if you feel like the authors are kind of spying on you, I think that can really, really, reframe a space in a bad way. So I stay the heck out of that. I definitely recommend books that I love on social media, but I'm not expecting to get into a critical or analytical conversation about them. If I don't like something, I don't post about it. I'm in the positive content business in terms of thinking about what I say about books online, and
photos and candle freeze frames. But I found this wonderful text, that title, Wayne, age 9. Wayne had died when he was 7. His hypothetical portrait, his unfamiliar face, was another way his death had skewed us all apart, the way missing took those gaps between the others. Our memories of him now conflicted in dire ways.
Alright guys, so I'm outside, and that was my last panel that I went to. What I would say is, even though today was like kind of not ideal, I do like that the authors still made the effort to come out. All the authors that was listed on the panel showed up, and which shows that they cared. And although they, there's missed opportunity because there's no books available for anyone to purchase. They also wasn't doing any signing, so even if you did have your book, you couldn't get your book signed. So there's that, but at the same time, like I said, they showed out. They were presentable. They laughed. They answered questions from the audience. They talked about their books, their passion, their writing experience. Things that you want when you go to a panel. And it was interesting how we all looking at them, but behind them you could see the wind of the trees in the background, and you just realize how today was just such a really disappointing weather day. But you Mother Nature, is nothing you can do about it. But in my experience, like I said, I will definitely come back next year, and I'm hoping that next year the weather is beautiful, because I knew it was going to be good if the weather was good. I'm so disappointed with the weather, but this is the experience, guys. It's a short video, but I look forward to picking up one of the books that I'm interested in reading. Actually, there's two. There's one from how it's just because his recipe are based on like accidents and things that happened, and he made the best of it. So I just thought that's going to be a good book to look at. And oh Lord, yeah. All right, guys, as you can see, I'm committed to this video, guys. I'm committed because this wind is not playing. But thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. This is gonna be fun to edit. All right, guys, bye. Oh man.